This story is from r/Am I the A-hole by the user ClassicGoose8228. The story's title is Am I the A-hole for making a scene of my adult son and sticking my nose in his marriage? The story goes as I'm 60 and bad with the whole text thing on my mobiles, so I'm hoping I won't be judged on my grammar. Here's the important background. My daughter-in-law 32 and my son 33 have 3 children aged 3 years, 2 years and 4 months. He convinced her to be a stay-at-home mom and sell her business by telling her how good of a childhood he had and how happy my marriage was, without telling her, which I totally found out today, that our arrangement was everything before 9 am and after 5 pm was split 50-50. Sunday was my day off and I was brought out twice a week. On to the story. On my last visit, I noticed my daughter-in-law was struggling mentally. So my sister 55 female and her girlfriend 53 pulled our money together and paid for a spa weekend for them while we'd babysit the kids. I was preparing on Thursday evening for the kids to arrive when my daughter-in-law rang me holding back tears saying they won't be going because my son's friends came to town and he said he wanted to spend the weekend with his friends catching up. I pressed her a little and I'm talking a little about her situation. She came clean about him doing no chores, no date nights, and her basically doing all the childcare because that's what stay-at-home moms do. I was honestly disgusted. I convinced her to drop me off the kids and bring a friend to the spa. I even dipped into my savings to give her 500 euros to buy herself something nice. When she dropped me off the kids, I begged her to tell me where my son was. After 5 minutes, she told me the bar. She left for the spa while I left for the bar. She knew I was going there and knew my sister-in-law were taking care of the kids. Here's where I might be the a-hole. When I went to the bar where he and his friends were, I sat down next to the group and asked my son, did I fail you as a mother or was it your father? Because we both thought your partner comes before your silly drunk friends. The post is getting long enough, but long story short, I humiliated him and got myself banned from a bar. My daughter-in-law said she will be taking the kids to her parents when she gets back tomorrow, and my son is calling me an a-hole for humiliating him, sticking my nose in his marriage. Maybe I should have stayed out. I don't know. Edit. I just wanted to say I'm heartbroken, not by any judgment towards me or my parental skills, but the fact a lot of people are shocked I care about my daughter-in-law's mental health and stood up for her against my son's bad behavior. I just want to say, as a mother, my advice is to treat your daughter, son, non-binary in-laws how you'd want your children to be treated. Respect goes a long ways. And that was the end of the story. The OP was praised for being such a great mom and a great mother-in-law in general, and was judged to be not an a-hole. The second story is from the user account for privacy 22. The story's title is Am I the a-hole for telling my mother-in-law I will continue celebrating my daughter's birthday every year despite what happened on this day? The story goes as my husband, 37, passed away a year ago from a car accident when he was on his way to celebrate our daughter's 5th birthday. It was so sudden and devastating for my daughters especially. I got the news from my pastor, but I didn't interrupt my daughter's birthday and waited till the evening to tell my family. Generally, my relationship with my in-laws is good. They supported me throughout the hard period in the past months. Days ago, was my husband's anniversary as well as my daughter's 6th birthday. Days prior, I brought up my daughter's birthday and asked my in laws if they wanted to join us to plan something together since my daughter needed support. They were shocked that I was even thinking about throwing a party, knowing that this is the same day my husband passed away. I told them I'd be taking the morning to celebrate his first anniversary, then celebrate my daughter's 6th birthday in the evening. Mother in law got mad and warned me about having a birthday party, but I cut the conversation right then. We met at the cemetery at noon. Then I got home at 4, just in time to start the birthday celebration. We had some of her friends and parents come and brought homemade gifts for my daughter using pictures of her dad. After the party was over, one of my daughter's friends' mother posted pictures of it on FB and my sister-in-law saw it by coincidence. Sister-in-law and her mother came over later and blew up at me for throwing my daughter a birthday party at her dad's anniversary despite their disapproval. Mother-in-law said I was teaching my daughter to be callous with no sympathy instead of taking the day to mourn her father's death properly. I argued with them and said that my daughter deserves to have a birthday celebration just like any other normal kid and sternly said I'll continue to celebrate her birthday every year despite what happened. Mother-in-law said it was highly disrespectful of me and kept saying I messed up and caused the entire family more hurt on this awful day. I told her to leave and she said she won't forget this massive display of disrespect I showed her and her family on her son's anniversary till the day she dies. This caused others to call me callous and irrational, and although my brother in law sided with me and said my daughter shouldn't suffer on top of her trauma, I felt like I might have been disrespectful to my in laws. You know, I've seen a number of people asking what my husband would have wanted. My husband always felt excited whenever our daughter's birthday came. He experienced the loss of a child from his previous relationship and it affected him and his personality a lot. He always told me that he was blessed to have our daughter in his life and took every chance he got to spend time with her, even though he used to work long shifts and wasn't always able to stay home with us. I have to say, in the couple weeks prior to his death, he stayed with us most of the days and constantly talked about missing us despite being right there with him. He was very emotional in those 2 weeks. And that was the end of the story. The OP was praised for being such a great mom and was judged to not be an a-hole.